What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Today is Sunday night, September 10th, and Washington has started their season victoriously. Was it the most beautiful win? No, but let's put the emphasis on the word win. A lot to unpack from today's game, but I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to do my very best not to put a damper on all the positivity that came from today. Nobody, I know the devil and Chris Jenner work hard, but nobody works harder than Rio on game day. I was at the stadium at 8:30 a.m. today. We were drinking from 8:30 a.m. through the finish of the game. I just got home about an hour and a half ago, and now we're going to recap for you live on the channel everything that took place at FedEx Field. So just to paint a full picture of everything that took place, starting from arriving at the red zone lot at 8:30 a.m., where the parking lot was full. Before 9 a.m., the stadium was full. The vibes were friggin' immaculate. We showed up and we showed out for our team today. But let's talk about the actual game. No, I know y'all don't want to hear too much about what's going on. I'll post the vlog tomorrow so y'all can see the sights and the sounds, the tailgates, what the energy in the crowd was like. But let's talk football. The Commanders beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-16 in a week one ass game. And when I say a week one ass game, week one is wacky. A lot of weird shit happens. You really can't separate the pretenders from the pretenders from the contenders, and a lot of wild, wacky shit, a lot of non-covered scores, and it's very all over the place. Like, the Cardinals lost by 4 points to us in our home field, despite the fact that they scored 0 offensive touchdowns today. They scored 0. Their offense showed up to the field today, and that's about it. They did not do anything. Our defense bend and not break, but also they barely bended. They're not touching their toes if they bend it. You know what I'm saying? They gave a little lean over. They didn't give up anything. Their quarterback threw for less than 140 yards. They scored no offensive touchdowns, and really the only points they were getting were short fields that we gave them. We won the game despite losing the turnover war. Defense, phenomenal. I would love more turnovers, but like I said, we're not going to try to get too hard on guys. I know how I was feeling during the game. I was drunk tweeting, oh my God, we still suck. Oh my God, we're terrible. We're about to lose to the Cardinals. I'm not going to give you that right now. I'm going to be on my high horse today, because despite the fact that the game was ugly, remember this fact that I tell you. 16 teams lost today. 16 teams are going to go into week 2, 0-1. We aren't one of them. If you lost your game today, we are not the same. It was ugly, but ultimately the win and loss, the win-loss column, it doesn't tell you how the win happened. It doesn't say, oh, they're a fantastic 10-0. They're fairly underrated 1-7. No, it just says numbers at the end. And the only number that matters was 1 victory to 0 losses, man. And I'm looking around the league. Some good teams lost some games today. Hate to be them. Wasn't us. We didn't lose today. But let's start with what I was impressed by today. 1, fan noise during the game. We were loud as shit. And I swear we were louder than I remember the stadium being for the 2012 playoff game where RG3 got hurt versus the Seahawks. And shout out to RG3. He was there. Champ Bailey was there. Joel Embiid and KD was there. Jurgensen, Riggins, who flashed the Redskins logo like Clark Kent when they put him on the screen. Man, the fans, we did our fucking thing today. It was 99% Washington fans, like 0.5% rest of NFC East fans, because there was way more Cowboys and Giants fans there than I expected. You want to know why? Because they love us low-key. Because they live here. Ain't no Cowboys fans and Giants fans from the DMV. They don't go to their own stadium. They got to come watch us play and watch their team on Sunday night. I told a Giants fan today when I saw him, nigga, get on the turnpike. Your stadium's a few hours away. Why are you here? Why are you here? Take that Wish.com Daniel Jones jersey up to MetLife. Why are you at FedEx Field with that weak-ass jersey on? The Turnpike's right there. I'd say the Dallas fans, but 98% of Dallas fans have never been to Texas. They're all here, and they're all lost. But back to us. Montez Sweat, you are the player of the game. You looked fucking phenomenal today. Montez Sweat looked like a guy who saw what Nick Bosa just got on the open market. Well, not the open market. He was never hitting the open market. He just saw the contract that Nick Bosa just got and said, all right, bet. Y'all remember that Cam Newton meme from when they went 15-1 where he just looks at the fact that the Giants just scored and he's like, that's what Montez Sweat did. 1.5 sacks, couple tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, absolute game record. The one thing we've always said about Montez is, shout out to Road Warrior, shout out to Jahi, by the way. We always said with Montez, if he just learns to finish, it's curtains because he's always there. His pressure rate is always significantly high. He's always around the quarterback. He's always in the quarterback's vicinity. He finished today. He finished today. He fucking finished today. Him and Jonathan Allen were having meet me at the quarterback parties today. And when the ball hit the ground, Payne hopped on it. Do you know how happy it made me feel to see that we can recover fumbles? I've seen so many years with this team where fumbles just sit on the ground and not one person near get on the ball. I've seen situations in which 5 burgundy jerseys around the ball to one of the other team did not come up with the fumble recovery. So when I see a fumble recovery actually recovered, I embrace that shit. I exhale and I say, yes. Yes, the football gods, the tides are turning in Washington. Montez Sweat, you are the player of the game for the Washington Commanders, man. The defense as a whole should get a game ball, but he gets one that's set aside from the rest of the group. I wouldn't give it to Jack because while the defense performed, Jack's still playing that loose-ass defense with our corners 9 yards off the ball, and it befuddles me. It perplexes me. It bothers me, but they don't really give up anything. They kept us in the game. We won the game primarily because the defense, Montez Sweat, wrecked the goddamn game. He is the edge rusher we rely on. He is the edge rusher that will get the bag here. We're not even talking about the other guy. What up, Charles? Charles was in the building. I ain't see you today, my boy, but hey, he came down from Orlando. Everybody showed out. Everybody that pulled up on me at the stadium today, the vibes were so great. It was like one big family reunion cookout. Like, oh shit, there is a football game to be played. But it was just like one big ass high school reunion of fan camaraderie. So much fun at the stadium today. Montez Sweat gets my game ball. Let's not be too negative, but let's talk about the antithesis of the game ball. Things that we need to work on before week 2. See, I'm walking on eggshells because we won today. So I'm trying my best to not be too wildly negative about what I seen. But the offense, they scared me today. There was a lot to not like about the offense. EB's play calling left a lot to be desired. Sam Howell left a lot to be desired and left a lot on the field today. And the offensive line, man, Andrew Wiley specifically, man. The offense, man. Let's go back to the defense, man. I don't even want to be negative right now. Let's hop back over to the defense before we talk about the offense. I don't even want to talk about them yet. Cam Curl, baller. Emmanuel Forbes, as advertised. Every time Forbes does something, I'm going to go ahead and say, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I was familiar with his game. I just wanted Christian Gonzalez on Gaff Day. But Emmanuel Forbes, a bowler. I wanted him to catch that pick to ice the game so bad, man. He was so close. He was running hip for hip with those guys all game. Oh, a player that I'm very hard on that showed up and showed out today. Jamin Davis. That boy was coming downhill and smacking shit today. Cam Curl. Another on the short list of give me my money contract. Baller. Should have had a pick today. Got his hands on a couple. Even Coach Curl, even his pop said, hey, the price might have raised up if he would have caught that pick, man. But no, let's get to it, bro. Let's get to the real shits, man. We know what was good today, and we know what was not good. The offense was abysmal today. They get an F from me. We won the game. I'm glad for you. You see the W on the hat? Big W. Big dubs in the chat. Dubs in the chat. But the offense was fucking ass today, bro. Like, everybody was ass. Nobody was good on offense today. Logan Thomas dropped what felt like 8 passes. Sam Howell, once the pressure started getting to him, he started seeing ghosts and looked like Sam Darnold circa 2018. The boy was seeing ghosts. He got gun shy, and he was not confident in his arm. But we won, though. We won the game, though. And that offensive line, boy, did they stink the fucking joint up today. Andrew Wiley was pushed in Sam Howell's lap for about 80% of the game today. They looked really, really bad. Cole Turner should probably start at tight end over Logan Thomas at some point, because Logan was just dropping shit and a couple of his routes looked really bad. But let's start with the quarterback. The quarterback. First things first drive of the game, he missed Diami on what would have been a 70-something yard touchdown. Diami was running ass naked up the sideline, the left sideline, by himself, the visitor sideline, by his goddamn self. Sam didn't see it. Left that on the field. There were some throws behind guys. There were some throws late, and he looked like a 23-year-old in his second start. But everything negative I say, I'm going to follow it with a positive because we won the game. I do not want it to feel like I'm going on a negative tangent to take away from the fact that we were victorious in our debut today, because Sam Howell is now 2-0 as a starter. Never lost. Undefeated, never lost. Word to LeVar Ball. But Sam, once the pressure started getting there consistently, he got shell-shocked. He was making bad decisions. He was gun-shy. He was not letting go of the football. I'm going to watch the game again. I watched about half of it when I got home, the TV broadcast version. But in person, you could see that he was affected by the pressure that was getting to him. And it was constant pressure. And he has to pick and choose his run lanes smarter when he's going to actually tuck it and run. But the quarterback, he fought. He took some bad hits. He took some late hits, and the Cardinals, you undisciplined bastards, they're lucky Nick Gates or somebody didn't run them a fade today, because they were hitting late on a regular basis, and I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. There's no place for that. Fuck out of here with all that. But the quarterback, I'm going to give the quarterback a C-, which is, I'm not going to give him less than an average grade because the team won and he scored 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. Nothing to write home about, but Sam Howell played an average game, and he looked like a 23-year-old quarterback. Smash that like button in the chat. We got 194 in the chat right now. Washington victorious 20-16 over the Arizona Cardinals. Tell me your main takeaways from the game. Eric Bieniemy, my guy, you've been dialing up that shit all summer at practice. Where was that shit in the game today? Because about 80% of the game looked like Scott Turner. I saw routes where people were running into each other again. And do not get me started about the drive after the turnover where we got the ball, and instead of being aggressive and trying to punch in a touchdown to end the game, we ran the ball 3 straight times. The most Scott Turner Mesozoic offense ever. We didn't even attempt to get the first down. Nobody was getting more than 3 yards a carry, but we gonna run it 3 times after getting a turnover and getting the ball in their red zone? What are we doing? I don't know if that was Ron's decision, if that was EB's decision, but that was some weak sauce ass shit. I don't think Eric Bieniemy dug deep enough into his bag today. I think once the quarterback looked flustered early, I think he got conservative and the team went into survival mode. They went into, let's do enough to survive. But here's the turning point of the game for me. If number 24, the guy who does not want to be called Gibby, we're going to call him Gibby until he stops doing shit like this. If he does not fumble on the fucking red zone, on the, I believe the second or third drive of the game, I think we blow them out. I think the whole game is different because the momentum shifted after that fumble. That fumble was so stupid. It was a drive killer. And I blame Eric Bieniemy for that because Antonio Gibson over the last couple years has shown me he has zero ability to run between the tackles. He never needs to touch the ball inside the tackles. He's hesitant, he's reluctant, and he has slow vision when it comes to hitting holes on the inside. And he's had fumbleitis here before. When he put the ball on the ground, I was like, here we go with this Gibson ball on the ground shit. His name is Gibby again. Don't put the ball on the ground, Antonio Gibson. And the run game did not exist today. Brian Robinson is doing his best and running hard, but we just don't have the guys in the trenches to make shit happen in the run game right now. We don't. We're not opening up these gaping wide holes that other teams have. We can't do it. At some point, you got to stop trying to make fetch happen with the run game. It is 2023. It's an air it out league. Once you've decided, or once you can clearly see that you're not running on the other team, abandon that shit. Stop running the same shit trying to make fetch happen and move on. Adjust. Get the ball to your receivers. Why the hell are our number one and number two receivers? Why does Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson both have under 50 receiving yards today versus a team of no-name cornerbacks? The Arizona Cardinals defensive roster looks like the Bishop Sycamore roster from BS High. Why are we not getting the ball to them? I don't know. Hey, Sam Howell played with a stinger. Oh, because a stinger is something guys can play with. I'm pretty sure Sam got fucked up when dude hit him out of bounds. I'm pretty sure Sam Howell is going to be on the injury report for next week's game. But I love that he toughed it out. I love that he came back in the game. And I love that no matter how fucked up some of the game looked for Sam, he kept battling. He kept making his throws. And he made shit happen. He did enough to win the game down the line. But a lot of room for improvement. A lot of room for improvement for Sam Howell. But the running game, the best runner was the quarterback today. And two of the touchdowns that we did score, the only two touchdowns that we did score were because Sam Howell made it happen with his leg. The one to Brian Robinson, Sam Howell escaped the pocket and rolled out to his left, hit B-Rob in the end zone. And then he scrambled to the left for his rushing touchdown later in the day. There were about two of the only positives out of the offense throughout the day today. But EB, scheme that shit up, my boy. Scheme that shit up. You didn't scheme that shit up today. That shit looked real conservative. It looked real, let's survive instead of let's attack success. But, hey, Sam definitely got concussed, stingered, and some more shit, and he did play. Because some guys actually love this game and want to get out there and suit up for him. And some guys just want to be a celebrity on the sideline in street clothes, but we're not even going to talk about people that were inactive today. There's no reason to give them that time for this platform today. We're talking about guys that was on the field today. Need to see more of Cole Turner in week 2. Cole Turner actually caught the ball when it was thrown to him today. But another plus, Washington specialist, except Cam Cheeseman, the long snapper. I don't know if y'all noticed this on the TV broadcast. He's snapping that shit all over the field. He's spraying that motherfucker all over the place. Not going to work. We should not have problems with a long snapper that we traded up in the draft to get. Come on, man. Yeah, Nick Gates would. I think they were about one more late hit from Nick Gates' tombstone power driving a dude into the dirt. The field looked great, by the way. I've never seen the grass look that green. I've never seen the lines look that white. It all looked like a professional outfit today. I'm so proud of how the team's doing. A lot of the new restaurants in the stadium open. Didn't try them. Drank a lot of shit today. Didn't eat shit. Mistake. But we're still alive to tell the story, so we keep it moving. But Washington specialists had a great day. Jeremy Reeves, All-Pro Revo. Dude is like the best punt team player I've ever seen in my life. He runs like a bat out of hell to get to the punt returner every time. Jamison Crowder had a couple returns for yards, for actual positive yards. So that's already a plus over Dax Milne. Dax Milne never needs to see this roster again. He never needs to see the light of day on the final 53 or be active on game day again. For what? We have a guy that can actually make positive things happen on the punt return. Dax Milne is Mr. Bare Minimum. And he catches the punt. He goes down. He calls fair catch. All he does, nah, man. But I will say today humbled me. Oh, Tress Way, still the best player on the team. ultimate field flipper, field position god. He controls the game. He has a big impact, larger impact than you'd expect a punter to have on the game. And Joey Slye did what he needed to do. A couple of them kicks probably were a little close, but back to all good things. But yo, Cameron Cheeseman, I don't know this new tactic you're doing. It's not working, my guy. You're going to cost us the game when that bullshit. And by the way, if you don't know, Jimmy G and the Raiders clutched out the game versus the Broncos, so we'll be going to see a 0-1 Broncos team up at Mile High that way. Payne, Sweat, Tress Wake, Jeremy Reeves. Man, Jeremy Reeves is so good on punt, bro. Like, if we had guys that were as good at their position as Jeremy Reeves is as being a punt gunner, I don't know what to tell you, bro. That dude is crazy. Sam Howell's buns. I'm not going to say Sam Howell's buns. He didn't have a great game today, though. He didn't have a great game at all today, but he's a 23-year-old quarterback in his second start. What I will say, though, he is 2-0. He's undefeated in those 2 starts. There's plenty of room to grow, and I think him and EB in that offensive line, they got a lot of work to do, but they pulled it out, though. They pulled it out. Don't take for granted that they actually pulled it. They pulled the game out today. We won the game 20-16. I was hoping the Patriots pulled off the comeback versus the Eagles, but they fell just short. The catch was out of bounds at the end of the game, so the Eagles won their game. Somebody in the East is going to take a loss tonight as the Cowboys and Giants are just now getting underway. But game ball, sweating the defense, offense, they all collectively get an F for the day, but they pulled the game out. But I need to see a more confident Sam Howell week 2. But for him to be able to show confidence, man, block for that guy. Like Andrew Wiley, hit the weight room this week, my boy. What is your play strength not up to par of a right tackle in the NFL? He was struggling out that joint, bro. He was getting pushed all the way into Sam's right hip the whole entire game. Sam, hold on to the fucking football. We can't have you giving the team points, bro. We can't have – they literally scored 9 points today if that touchdown doesn't happen. Like, we would have been good to go. But Sam didn't have a good game, but most cool – yeah, it's week 1. It's week 1. A lot of wacky shit happens week 1. A lot of teams look bad today. Fucking Burrow played bad today. The Bucks beat the Vikings. A lot of weird shit happened today. Everybody talked how bad Anthony Richardson looked in the preseason. Anthony Richardson looked like a baller today. A lot that you can't take too much from week 1, but what you can take away from week 1 is the win and loss record, and we're leaving week 1 with a big ass W. Queen Latifah singing the national anthem. Speaking of the national anthem, game ball goes to whatever dude was playing the saxophone on the national anthem today. He went bananas. I've never heard a saxophonist, if that's what it's called, hold a note out that long. He held that note, you know, the note in the national anthem that everybody hits. He held that shit for 25 seconds. They did a whole jet flyover and fireworks, and he was still holding that joint out, bruh. That man's probably holding his breath underwater for 5 minutes at a time. He went crazy. Game ball to the guy who played the saxophone. Game ball goes to the command corner for the tailgate. They headed the red zone lot. That joint was vicious. Where did you watch the game? I watched it. I was at the game. Oh, I was on the club level. I was on the club level upstairs. Great seat. Shout out to my guy, Sean. His strength on Madden got to be 45 after this game. Yeah, he's weak sauce, man. Andrew Wiley's weak sauce. Jordan Love. They blew the Bears the fuck out. The only quarterback I seen today that had less time to throw the ball was Justin Fields, because Jordan Love and them, they got after that ass today. Punished them, boy. So, ultimately, we won. We won the game. We'll dig deeper into the negatives, into what went wrong offensively, what Sam was seeing and why he started seeing ghosts, how many of the sacks, the 6 that we gave up, were on him versus protection, and were they coverage sacks? Why were the receivers not getting as much separation as I would have liked? That national anthem was crazy, bro. He bodied that joint, bro. He killed that shit for real. The flyover, all the alumni there, Champ Bailey speaking on the microphone. You can't be mad at today. I was saying wild shit on the timeline. We was losing because, you know, that's what we do. We are allowed to react in 4K. live reactions. That's a part of being a fan. Fan is short for fanatic, and we're all crazy. We all got to screw loose to be fans, especially fans of this team. But I'm not even going to hold y'all too much longer because I want to see Dallas versus New York. And I got work in the morning, so I got to get some rest, and I got to cut up this vlog so y'all can see sights and sounds from the tailgate and from the stadium at FedEx Field. Content aplenty to come. Washington is 1-0. Sam Howell, the offense looked very shaky, but we won, though. We won the game. We won the fucking game, baby. Vanilla Vic already running. Daniel Jones on his shit already. We love it. 1-0. 20-16. We're going up to Deion Sanders, state of Colorado, to play the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, who took a loss to Jimmy G and the Las Vegas Raiders. Specialists, great. Defense, especially Montez Sweat, great. Offense, ask me after week 2. We'll get deeper into it later this week. That's all I got for right now. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. Hail to the Washington Commanders. All the 199 that pulled up in the chat, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not subbed already as we move toward 10,000 subscribers with a goal to hit it before the end of the 2023 season. Content aplenty to come this week. Be on the lookout for my Commanders versus Cardinals vlog dropping tomorrow. We need to start 2-0 because Buffalo and Philly is week 3 and week 4. We cannot lose that game next week, and we need to put a much better showing when we go to Mile High versus a much better defense and a better roster overall. And we're on the road. But that's all I got for right now. We'll talk about that one guy that was inactive. I got some more to unload on that guy later in the week. We're not doing that today because it's all good vibes. It's all good vibrations. I'm not going to have any negativity outshine or outcloud the positivity of a victory in a sold-out FedEx Field today. White out. I was white on white just like the team today. We got the dub. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Commander Rio, out.